if you are a member or not. The Success Scan component is free. So let me share this here. All right, let me see. Perfect. Everyone is going to start with a business success scan. This is the success scan that we are going to leverage to build their borrower profile when it's time for them to apply. So just like with Freedom Funding, when one of your clients submits an application, our AI builds a borrower profile. The system's going to do the same thing. It's going to build a borrower profile. The Business Credit Academy takes it a step further where that AI then creates a blueprint for that business's borrower profile to let them know areas of opportunity and weakness. So we're going to run through this real fast. I'm just going to do a demonstration. This is what you will see. This is what your clients will see. This is what your prospects will see. Doesn't matter. Everyone starts with a success scan. So you'll put your business name in here. So I don't know. I'll do Subway. Great. And I'll put my information, right? Not yours, but your client's going to put their information in here. And I'm going to put my email. And I'm going to put my phone number. Awesome. I'll put our business address. What is it? Wall Street. Yep. Montgomery, Alabama, 36106. I think. Business phone number 334. I don't know off the top of my head. Does your business have an EIN? So one of the questions that we get is, well, what if my client doesn't have a business set up? What if they haven't done anything? They're a complete startup. Will the BCA work for them? Yes, it absolutely will work for them. They're just going to answer the questions accurately. Do you have an EIN? Yes or no? It's simple. If you don't have it, no problem. Our system will help you get it. So I'm going to put no here. Then the business status. When did it start? So you know what? I'm actually going to start this today, 20 or 12, 2024. My industry focus, let's say a computer hardware, business type, none yet. You'll see none yet. Again, you don't have to have any of this done. It's going to build a profile from where you're at to snapshot. It's a picture of where your business is right now when you complete this. Company website domain, I don't have one. I think you have to put none. I'll put average monthly. I'm going to put everything at zero. I'm a true startup. So how much? Zero, zero, zero. Total value equipment, zero. Awesome. I might actually have to put a website in. Nope, I don't. All right, perfect. So now what it's doing is pulling in the business credit. So you'll see here, I use Subway. There's a lot of Subway, and Subway probably has some business credit. So this is a current business credit reporting status for Subway in Montgomery, Alabama. You're able to choose your business. So it's pulling all these different Subways. Multiple businesses matching your company name and location. Select the best match from the list. Okay, well, none of these are mine, so I'm not going to select the best match. I'm going to estimate my personal credit scores here. So we're going to do 770. I'll do 720 mid score, and then I'll do 740. Do I have bankruptcy? Yes or no? Are there judgments or liens? Yes or no? Personal annual income, put the personal annual income in and click next. Now the system is thinking, and it's going to show me right here a small summary of my results. Are these items in lender compliance? Yes. My address is a business address, not a residential, not a P.O. box or mail stop. The business phone number provided is business, not residential or cell. Yes, because I put our business phone number in. If I put my cell phone number in, it would say not yet. And it's going to walk you through all of these different things. Are you pre-approved or pre-qualified for any of these? No. Now, right here is where the magic happens. I can't tell you how many times we see a ticket in the support email, or people ask me, they say, hey, where do I get my credentials to log in? It's right here. Your member ID and your password. So I'm going to remember my password, and I'm going to copy my ID, and I'm just going to click here. It will let me one click log in, and now I'm logging in. Now, I didn't pay. I'm a free customer. I went to your replicated website and I requested a success scan. I got the email, and this is what I see. I'm in. I did not pay. Guys, leverage the success scan as a lead magnet. We could have videos and flyers in the whole 9 yards, but you wouldn't buy a car just looking at the picture online, do you? No, you buy a car after you have test driven it. The Business Credit Academy will allow your clients to test drive it. So I'm going to go all the way through this as fast as I can because we got to be off here by 7:45 because there's an opportunity call right after this at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to give you guys 15 minutes to call people and get them involved in your opportunity, but I digress. So it's going to tell me access funding. Right here, if I was pre-approved for any of these, I'd be able to access the funding. I'm not pre-approved, so I'm just going to close this. And it is going to show me all of my lender compliance issues. I have one done out of 18. I have done 0 out of my 11 compliance or my reporting optimizations. 0 on my online analysis because I didn't have a website, didn't put it in there. I have not built any business credit. I have not organized my financials, and I'm not bankable. I'm 0% close to bankable. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's hop right into lender compliance. I put in there that I did not have an entity yet. So entity and filings has a red X right next to it. Again, this is part of it that's free. And this young lady right here, I don't know if I'm sharing, this is the one time I don't know if I'm actually sharing my volume, but this young lady on every single page, you could click her and she will walk you through, talk you through, or talk your clients through what everything on this page is about and what they need to accomplish. And it's very simple. It's layman's terms. I'm going to read this to you like it's, a bedtime story. The only way to completely separate your personal credit from your business credit is to have a legal business entity, such as incorporation or LLC. Guys, it's that simple. They walk through this. That's why it is the Business Credit Academy. It is an educational platform. Sure, it's full of technology and there's all sorts of APIs and fun stuff in the background that's validating whether or not your phone number is a cell phone or a business number. But at the end of the day, it's about leading someone to the water. You can lead them to water, you can't make them drink. Or it's more, I guess the better analogy would be it's teaching someone how to fish as opposed to giving them a fish, right? Feed them for a day, feed them for life type situation. Is an educational platform. Hence why we call it the what? Business Credit Academy. So I have to have a business entity. And it tells me you could go right here and use any one of these partners and file a business entity. If you're a Freedom Wealth member, you get access to business entity creation through Freedom Wealth. Next thing I'm going to do is my business name, trademark infringement. If I click this button, it's going to take me right to the test database. The test database is going to allow me to check for trademarks. Again, what I put my business name as, Subway. Do you think that Subway is trademarked? It 100% is. Why is that relevant to business credit? Because when business lenders are making decisions, they're not basing their decisions purely on your financial standing. They're looking at risk. Money plays a part of risk, but money is not everything that creates risk. If I were to go out there and get a loan for my new Subway sandwich shop, but I'm not a franchisee of Subway, do you think I'm going to get hit with a cease and desist? Do you think I'm going to get sued by Subway? The answer is yes. Why would that matter to a bank? If the bank comes in and they say, hey, you know what? We really like your sandwiches and we really like you and we like your business plan. We're going to give you $50,000. And I open the doors. I now have to service that debt of $50,000. I have to pay the bank back. Well, what happens if I get hit with a lawsuit and my sandwich shop shuts down? My revenue goes from whatever it is to 0. Is that a risk for a bank? You betcha it is. So these little non-financial underwriting metrics that banks look for that will increase categorically your risk score or your client's risk score at the bank, these will take an approval to a denial really quick. And here's a lot of the secret sauce. But the benefit about the BCA is that all of this secret sauce stuff, well, this is free. Let your customers take the car for a test drive. If anyone in here has ever been in the car business, I know a couple of you have, right? There's a saying, the feel of the wheel will seal the deal. Let them test drive it. I wouldn't, it's a pretty substantial investment, especially at the annual, right? I wouldn't buy a pair of shoes without trying them on. I want to see it. I want to feel it. The feel of the wheel will seal the deal. Let them test drive your car. And I promise you, it's going to be a much easier sales cycle. I digress. So, trademark infringement, foreign corporation filing, it's looking for stuff like that. If I filed because someone once told me I needed to do a Wyoming or a Delaware or a Nevada entity, but my office is based in Atlanta, Georgia, guess what? I am at risk. Why? Because I do not have a foreign entity qualification in the state in which I'm actually doing business. I have a Nevada corporation, but I don't have any operations in Nevada. Is it a risk? Absolutely. Is risk going to help or hurt, if it's higher or lower, help or hurt your approval chances with the bank or an approval amount at the bank or the interest rate at a bank? Yes, it will. It's all based off of risk, and risk isn't just money, right? So it's going to walk you through everything. Also going to tell you, hey, cautionary tale, your business name. Do not call yourself real estate. Do not put the word financial or credit or capital in your business name. That's a red flag. Guys, when banks are doing their review on their portfolio, right? Let's say you guys all came to Bank Orion and I gave you guys each a loan for anywhere between $20,000 and $100,000. Over the course of the next 12 months, I'm going to do periodic reviews on the performance of that portfolio, of everybody in this portfolio. And I'm going to start doing something called segmentation. I'm going to start segmenting out based on certain trends, patterns, ideas, industries. And I'm going to see what is performing and what is underperforming. Because every decision that a bank makes, they're looking in the rear view mirror. How did that business or that industry or that a subclassification, how did that perform? So we hear people talking about, oh yeah, you can have a home-based business and you can still get approved. You can, you absolutely can, but everything else has to be A1. Why? Because home-based businesses are high risk. Why are they high risk? Because the bank looked at their portfolio, they segmented all of the data out, and they say, wow, home-based businesses historically perform really poorly when it comes to repaying this debt obligation. Same thing here. Businesses with the name credit or dating or dealer or debt or drop shipping or fantasy, they have performed poorly over time. Those businesses are typically more high risk. That is going to increase the risk that your business presents to the bank. And the more risk that you present to the bank, the less likely you're going to even get an approval, let alone be on good terms. I hope that is making sense because there's not a chat. So you can't tell me if it's not making sense. But if you have questions, pop them in the chat. I'm going to start looking here. Let's see here. Alan, so what do they get when they pay? Stick with me, Alan. We're going to go all the way through that, okay? Now, I just educated you guys. Some of you probably knew a lot of this, but I just educated you, right? Pretty simple. Did we actually go through and do it? No, we didn't go through and take action on anything. We didn't set up an entity. We didn't check to make sure that we're not infringing on a trademark. We didn't connect with the Secretary of State to ensure that our filing is in good standing once we've done this part. But I'm going to go ahead and pretend that we did. I'm going to say that we chose an LLC and we filed it in Georgia. And we checked, and there's no trademark infringements, and we verified our business is in good standing. And I'm going to save and continue. And now it's going to take me to the next step, which is business location. Now you'll notice here, entity filings used to have a red X next to it, and now it has a green check mark. I've accomplished something. You've accomplished something. Give yourself a round of applause, a pat on the back, and go have a cookie. You deserved it. That was difficult, right? No, guys, it's not difficult. The problem is people don't understand how, and not only how, they don't understand what to do and how to accomplish it. That's exactly what the Business Credit Academy is here for. I'm going to fill each and every one of you guys in here on a little secret. There is nothing in our system that people could not figure out how to do on their own. But it would take them a long time to figure it out. And that's why the value is built into the platform, because in business, time is money. Not only that, at the end of the day, if I didn't have access to the Business Credit Academy and I went out there and I was trial and erroring, right? And I was trying to do this on my own, I might be able to build some business credit. I probably wouldn't have found anything out about the test database, or as we get further into this thing, my bank score, things like that. This is going to optimize everything. And if I had done it myself, maybe I go and I get approved. I'm still going to have to pay closing and origination fees on that loan. So at the end of the day, I'm paying for it either way. The Business Credit Academy is going to help me optimize my entire business credit portfolio report and profile so that I'm able to get more access to capital at less cost of funds. And at the end of the day, every dollar that I put into my membership here is going to come back to me. Why? I have a $50,000 funding guarantee, and every dollar that I've paid into my membership is going to be applied to closing. If you've been in real estate, you understand like closing costs. Sometimes, if you got to buy a new house, The builder will give you a credit towards your closing costs. It's the same thing with the Freedom Business Credit Academy. So next step that we're going to go through is the address. Your business must have a USPS, United States Postal Service listed business address. Why? Because the banks are looking back and through portfolio segmentation, they've made the determination that home-based businesses default on their obligations at a rate much higher than those businesses that have actual addresses. Very simple, right? You see how the banks think. You start to think like a bank and you can kind of predict where they're going to go and what they're going to be looking for. So it walks you through it. It teaches you everything. It gives you options on getting business addresses. Then you could come in here and you can put your address in and it'll tell you straight up, is it business or not? Same thing with the cell. This is my actual cell phone number. It'll tell you cell phone number, business phone number. Either way, easy peasy. I'm just going to continue here. I'm not going to go through and change it, but this is already a business address, so it was already clicked green. Or maybe not. We'll just skip it this way. Next, it's going to go to phones and 411. Here's another thing that people don't understand that banks look for. Can I find your business online? Does all of your NAP, and there's an NAP thing here later on, NAP stands for name, address, phone number. Does your business's NAP match everywhere across the internet? Why is that important to a bank? Because if a bank can't find you and verify that your business is right, how can a client find you and verify that your business is right and real? Right? This is the way that the bank looks. Not only that, looking back through portfolio segmentation, businesses that use cell phone numbers or that aren't listed on the National 411 directory or their NAP doesn't match tend to perform worse than those that everything matches. So it's something that the banks look for. With this, it's very, very simple. Here, get a business phone number. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Are you on Business 411? No. Would you like us to submit it? Yes. Our system will actually publish to National 411 directory your business phone number and the name of your business. Very, very easy. And it continues on, guys. It walks you through all of this basic core lender compliance, your website and email, your EIN, business banking, setting up a business bank account. You guys know Freedom Funding, they can't take personal statements. Banks don't look at that. They don't care. Some do, but they need your business accounts as well. SBA, yeah, they're going to look at global cash flow. So they're going to look at your personal income as well. But for the most part, business lenders, business funding providers, they're not going to look at your personal income. They don't care because they're not collateralizing you. They're collateralizing the business. It's the business's obligation. And again, that's why you want to build a strong business credit profile so you can separate out you and the business. It's a separate entity. We'll proceed here. Business banking agencies and NAICS or your SIC, your standard industry classification, it walks you through to make sure that you're not listed as a high risk standard industry classification code. It walks you through all of the compliance that you need. It allows you to check your industry's classification status to see if it's high risk or not. Great. Once we have all of these done, we've now completed our core lender compliance. This is the core non-financial underwriting metrics that banks are going to look at to determine your risk for approval.